These days, the importance of a credit score is understated. It's just not taught enough in school. And as soon as you find out that you actually need that credit score, it's usually a little bit too late. So the first and easiest and best way to start building your credit as soon as possible is to open up a credit card and be very responsible with the way that you pay it off. All credit cards are not the same, and some credit cards you get way more benefit out of. So I want to give you guys a list of a couple ones that I've found very useful. Because who doesn't want to make some extra money or go to Hawaii for free while also building the credit score? My goal is to teach you guys things that we probably should have taught you in school and just overall financial knowledge that you're going to need for everyday life. So if you like this kind of information, please go ahead and subscribe down below, like this video so that more people can see it, and that'll really help me out with the YouTube algorithm. Now let me help you guys out with some credit cards that are going to save you some money and get you some free stuff. Also, just remember that my advice with credit cards is that you always pay it off. Credit card companies are very smart with the type of rewards that they give out, and they're enticing, and they know that the interest they're going to charge you is going to definitely outweigh any rewards they're going to give you. Never make a purchase without knowing that you have that money in the bank and you're able to pay it off right away. So let's jump right into it. So the cool thing about NerdWallet is that they compile this, especially credit cards, in such an awesome way so that if there's something that you really care about, it's pretty easy to see where you need to go for you to find the right credit card for you. Now, when you're looking at credit cards, you want to look at a couple of different things, some things that I care about big time. Number one is there an annual fee? You want to know if you're going to be paying every year for this card. Some cards have a fee and some cards don't have a fee. Next is looking at the actual rewards. What do you get when you spend money? The next one that's super big is what's the intro offer? A lot of times these credit cards are trying to get you to use their credit card, and so they're going to offer you a whole bunch of points, or they're going to give you some money or something. So look at that and figure that into the conversation. Now, the first credit card that I'm going to recommend is going to be the Citi Double Cash card. The reason why I recommend this card is because it's just so simple. A lot of credit cards just have a lot of different hidden fees, and you don't know how much the points are actually worth. So the Double Cash card is just basically that. You get 2% back on any purchases. You get 1% when you buy and 1% when you pay it off. There's no limit, not really any crazy confusing categories. There's no annual fee, so I love that. And then one of the biggest things that I've found is this 0% intro APR for 18 months. So if you guys are paying interest on a loan or another credit card every single month and those interest rates are just killing you, you might as well just transfer that balance over to this card, and then you pay 0% for 18 months. That gives you 18 months to pay down the actual principal, and hopefully you just pay it all the way off within those 18 months because now you don't have to worry about that extra interest coming in. The next card that I recommend is the Capital One Venture card. This is by far my favorite card because I care about the travel rewards, and this is one of the best ones to give you those travel rewards. So like I said, this is a travel rewards type card. And so you get unlimited 2 times the miles with a 60,000 bonus mile offer to get started. So anytime you spend any money, you get 2 times that back in miles. And that bonus of 60,000 to get started is huge because that's even more than a round trip to Hawaii. Now there is a drawback. There is a $95 fee every year. Depending on how much money you're spending on your credit card and how many things you're paying off, that $95 fee is nothing compared to how much travel you could be getting. Just remember to take that into consideration though. If you're not spending that much money on your credit card and so your rewards come out to $100 total per year and then you're spending $100 for the fee just to have the card, doesn't make sense to have this one. Better option might be this one down here, which is the Venture One. You're not getting as many miles per purchase, but you're also not paying anything in an annual fee. So that might be a better overall card for you if you're not spending that much money on your credit card. The next credit card that I recommend is actually one of the highest in terms of rewards, but it's done a little bit differently. So for those of you that shop at Target a bunch, this one is going to be one of the most important cards that you could have because there's very little amount of cards out there that actually give you 5% back on everything that you spend on. So by having this red card, you're saving 5% every single time that you go into the store or if you shop online. It also gives you a bunch of different things like free shipping, there's a bunch of exclusives, you can do returns better. There's just a whole bunch of different reasons. You can also get 5% discount at a bunch of different areas. So this card is just an awesome card if you shop at Target a lot. The really cool thing about that card though is the fact that you get that 5% off right away. So if you're at Target and your Target shopping spree comes out to $200, right then and there it drops down to $190 and that's what you owe. So over the long term, and some of you guys I know spend so much money at Target, so taking 5% off every single time really adds up. Now the last card that I want to recommend is looking for a card that's just specialty to you. So for me and my wife, we really like going to Hawaii. That's one of our favorite places. And so looking at making that trip happen, it's always cool if there's a way that we can cut out a cost somewhere. There's a credit card for Hawaiian Airlines. And so if you really like to go to Hawaii or something like this, the bonus on this card is just insane. So as you can see here, you can earn up to 80,000 bonus Hawaiian miles. 80,000 bonus Hawaiian miles will get myself and my wife to Hawaii and back, round trip, totally free. But just look out for the annual fee like we talked about a little bit earlier. So sometimes, especially if you're really good at paying off your credit card and managing credit cards, like multiple of them, it's a good idea to open a card just to get that bonus. So if you're responsible and you can handle it, this is a great option. If though you're newer to credit cards and maybe this is your first credit card or maybe you have a little bit of credit card debt, it's not really the best idea to be opening up a bunch of new cards and then having money going all over the place because it might be hard to track and handle. So this video was mainly for you to be able to see that there are different cards out there and for different types of rewards. So whatever it is that you really like, look for a card that might help in that way. Remember that with great power comes great responsibility. If you have all of this credit out there and you open up, 3, 4, 5 different credit cards for different things, know that it is very risky and it is very easy for you to put too much money on these credit cards. And that's what they're banking on. Most people are terrible at paying off their credit card. And so all of my advice for this comes from the fact that I'm expecting you to pay off that credit card every single month. You should never just be throwing money on there just to get the reward, because the rewards will never outweigh how much interest it's gonna cost you. So be smart, be safe, pick a card that's awesome and that's gonna give you some great reward, and I promise you're gonna be thanking me.